Say you're an up-and-coming YouTuber with a channel focused on filmmaking education. You just recorded your latest viral Blender tutorial, but you need to record a voiceover. If you don't know much about audio recording, it could end up sounding something like this. But with just a few tweaks, we can get it sounding much better. First, and perhaps most importantly, make it as quiet as possible. Every sound that isn't your voice makes it harder to understand what you're saying. So either go to a quieter room or turn off anything that's making noise like fans or music. It's summer here right now, so that means air conditioner running all the time. If you can bear the heat, turn off the air conditioner right before you record and turn it on after. Sometimes you can't turn off everything that's making noise, like the fans on your computer if you're recording your screen at the same time. So try to get the microphone as close to your mouth as possible without getting so close that it sounds something like this. Which brings me to the microphone you should be using. It's pretty straightforward. Better mic equals better recording. But you definitely shouldn't go out and drop $1,000 on a microphone to record your streaming session. Unless you've just got that kind of money to burn, in which case, did you know I have a Patreon? Patreon.com/LTFilm. It goes a bit like this. Built-in laptop mics sit at the bottom of the barrel. They have the worst sound quality and will generally be farther from your mouth. Your phone's built-in mic is marginally better, and at least it's easier to hold it closer to your mouth. You can experiment with different headphone and earbud mics for various levels of sound quality, but your mileage may vary. If you're up for spending a bit of money, external microphones for your phone can be had for as low as $40 or so. In certain situations, these can be noticeably better than the phone's built-in microphone, but in voiceover situation, the main benefit will come from slightly improved sound quality. If you're recording to your computer, you could pick up a cheap USB microphone for as low as $40 as well, but most quality brands start closer to $70 or $80. Or if your computer has a microphone input like this, you could even use something like a Rode Video Micro for around $50. For the absolute best in sound quality though, you can invest in an XLR microphone and an audio interface or record it separately, but that'll run you upwards of at least a couple $100, so I'm not going to go into that. There are 3 things you need to consider when choosing a location to record in: the level of external noise it lets in, the sound characteristics of the room itself, and how cool it looks. If you don't feel like you're in a professional studio, you're doing it wrong. Obviously kidding about that, but as for the noise it lets in, you can tell that by just standing in this space and listening for outside noises. Generally, closer to the center of your house or apartment will be better isolated from the outside. As for the sound characteristics of a room, you want to minimize reverb as much as possible without deadening the sound entirely. So avoid rooms with large flat walls and floors and opt for something a bit closer with more soft surfaces and complex angles. What do I mean by that? Well, if you can't avoid hard surfaces, lots of complex shapes like bookshelves will scatter the reflections so they aren't so prominent. And if you just don't have any rooms that are good enough, you could make or buy some acoustic panels to help mitigate reverb, or even just lay some thick blankets out. There's a lot of tutorials on this and you might be able to do it for cheap, so give that a shot. All that being said, here are some naturally great places to record voiceover. First of all, a walk-in closet. It's small and filled with lots of soft, complex surfaces to minimize reverb. Also, it's likely to be a bit more isolated than the room it's attached to. Just beware how it looks if you're recording behind-the-scenes footage to go with it. How embarrassing would it be to have a bunch of strangers see inside your closet? Number 2, the back seat of your car. I know, but John, that is like basically outside. How can that be isolated at all? Well, cars are actually pretty acoustically ideal. If you've ever opened the window while driving down the highway, you'd know how much noise they're able to block out. And the soft surfaces and smooth angles help with reverb as well, but they do get hot in the summer with the AC off. Finally, a living room or bedroom, really any place with carpeted floors and soft things like couches and beds. If you can keep the mic close to your mouth, you might not even be able to tell much of a difference. Still not as cool as the closet though. There you go. Follow these tips and you'll be recording quality voiceovers in no time. Just remember to keep the mic close and the noise low, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm John Martinez and this has been Learn Together Filmmaking.